Okay, so children, uh, welcome back. Now, when last day we ended up with one thing that surfactants in solution, they can form aggregates, and the aggregates are like this. The surfactants they form aggregates in solvent. Depending on the solvent, depending on the HLB value, now we are familiar with the term HLB value, and depending on the packing parameter, so they can either form a regular micelle where the hydrophilic head groups will be oriented outwards and the hydrocarbon chain or hydrophilic hydrophobic tail, they will be oriented inward so that the hydrocarbon chains can avoid a direct contact between water. So they can avoid the direct contact with water. So the hydrocarbon chains will protrude away from the solvent water, and that the hydrophobic repulsion can be minimized if they take the shape like a spherical aggregate, and this is called a micelle. On the other hand, if I consider the solvent to be oil, then the hydrophilic head groups they prefer to stay away from water, from the organic solvent, and hence the hydrocarbon chains will be oriented outward, and the hydrophilic head groups they will be oriented inwards to form another aggregated species. This is called reverse micelle. Excuse me for a minute. So this is called a reverse micelle. So surfactants বেসিক্যালি হুজ প্যাকিং প্যারামিটার কারা এগুলো পারবে যাদের প্যাকিং প্যারামিটার ইজ গ্রেটার দ্যান 1, they will form reverse micelle. And here usually the surfactants whose packing parameter is less than 0.33, they will form normal micelles. Now we have discussed a lot on the structure of the micelles. We will have to discuss on the structure of the reverse micelles as well. So we have to discuss the structure of the reverse micelles as well, and then we will go on discussing the structure of emulsion and microemulsion. So believe me, I will bother you one or two more classes, then your botheration would be over. So আর একটা বা দুটো বেশি ক্লাস নেব সামনের সপ্তাহ হলেই, within the next week, coming week, the course or curricula, I would be able to complete the curriculum. Okay, then there would be an online test. You will have to submit the answer, okay, by your own, and there won't be any option to discuss with each other. So you have to submit your answer on time within 10 minutes after I give you the question. So sometimes in the next week or so there would be an online class test where each question will appear on the screen for 1 minute, and you will have to answer to the questions like question 1, answer A or B or C or D, like the usual way you did to do it. And then you will have to send it to me by email. You have my email. It is akpanda at the rate mail.vidyasagar.ac.in. So you take a piece of paper during your class test. You take a piece of paper during your class test, write your roll number, university roll number, and name, and there would be say 20 questions, 1 to 20. এগুলো আগে থেকে খাতায় লিখে রাখো একটা পিস অফ পেপারে। দেন ইউ জাস্ট তারপরে যখন প্রত্যেকটা কোয়েশ্চেন তোমার স্ক্রিনে আসবে, তাদের এই কোয়েশ্চেনগুলোর অ্যান্সারগুলি তুমি একের উত্তরটা কত হবে বা দুইয়ের উত্তরটা কত হবে সেগুলো লিখে in your mobile phone you have to take a snapshot, you have to take a shot, you take a photograph of that, send it as an attachment to me within 15 minutes. I will not entertain any answer script after 15 minutes. So this is real online. This should be done sometimes in the coming week. So coming back to the structure of the normal micelle. You see, this micelle, the surface is completely hydrophilic. And you see, these hydrophilic head groups, they need some water molecules for their solvation, or I would say the hydration. So some water molecules will be strongly adhered, ADHERED, strongly adhered onto the surface of the micelle. They're the most rigidly bound water molecules around the micellar surface. On the other hand, the core of the micelle is highly hydrophobic. The core of the micelle is highly hydrophobic, and this is the reason for which we can use micelles or the surfactants or the commercially we call it detergent when they are synthetically prepared. The detergent, the detergency, the action of detergency is due to the fact that the core of the micelle can accommodate or can solubilize some hydrophobic components. So when you are cleaning your clothes or garments or other thing, anything, even the utensils, what do the detergents do? They form a micelle. So the characteristics of a detergent, what should be the characteristics? The core, it should have a lower CMC. The surfactant molecule should be such that they do not cause too much of environmental pollution, and they are easily washable. Now, when you are having micelle in presence of dirts or greasy material, GREASY, greasy material means oily material, what would be happening? Those greasy or oily material will be included or incorporated into the core of the micelle, because the core of the micelle is hydrophobic in nature. Now when you wash it away, the micelles are removed. এবারে যখন এই আছাড় দিচ্ছি তখন কিছু ডাস্ট পার্টিকেল বা অন্য তারা কি হয়, when I create mechanical turbulence, the other dust particles and loosely softly bound materials, they get removed. So this is the cleansing action of a detergent. Now, if I ask you, this is the home assignment for you on the next day, because next Thursday in the afternoon we will discuss on the applications of surfactants. We will discuss on the applications of surfactants. We already have discussed on the application of surfactants where when we studied the nanomaterials. When we studied nanoscience and technology during semester 1, I, I remember I invited you jointly, both the evening and day children, in the seminar room in the first floor of the chemistry department, where I discussed in detail about the nanoparticles, nanoscience and technology, synthesis of nanomaterials using micelles or reverse micelles. So we already have discussed the application of surfactants in the synthesis of nanomaterials. Here you see the surfactants can be used as detergents for cleaning purpose. Now we'll discuss very shortly, and on so there will be one more class on Thursday. Coming Thursday, we will discuss in detail what are the constants, or if you have any questions, we will discuss them in detail. And if you want, you can, and remember, you are now having a common email. I hope you are in receipt of the common email. একটা ইমেল তৈরি করে দেওয়া হয়েছে তোমাদের, সম্ভবত তোমাদের অরুণ দা, যিনি ফোর্থ সেমিস্টারে পড়ে, অরুণ চক্রবর্তী, সে তোমাদের একটা ইমেল ক্রিয়েট করে দিয়েছে, অ্যান্ড ইট হ্যাজ বিন শেয়ার্ড। সো আমি কি করব, এবার থেকে ওই ইমেলটাতেই আমার লেকচারের মেটেরিয়ালগুলো পাঠাবো। তাহলে যে কেউই ওই লেকচার মেটেরিয়াল ওই ইমেলটা অ্যাক্সেস করবে, লগ ইন করবে, করে ওখান থেকে ডাউনলোড করে নিতে পারবে। And remember, this email is not to say good morning or good evening or any other thing. এই ইমেলটাতে জেনারেল একটা নোটিফিকেশন হয়ে যাবে, যে কেউ এই ইমেলটা অ্যাক্সেস করতে পারে। ঠিক আছে? সিমিলারলি ফোর্থ সেমিস্টারে আমি আর একটা ইমেল তৈরি করে দিতে বলেছিলাম, তোমাদের দাদারা করে ফেলেছে। তাদের একটা কমন ইমেল আছে, সেইখানে আমি ওই আমার লেকচার মেটেরিয়ালটা আজকে যেমন কালকে অনেকে পোস্ট করতে অনেকে সমস্যা হয়েছে ডাউনলোড করতে, বিকজ আই ফরগট টু শেয়ার ইট, আই এম সরি। Anyway, coming back to the business, so the core of the micelle is capable of accommodating some oil or non-polar components or some hydrophobic components can be accommodated into the core of the micelle. So some oil, actually what do they do? Some oil molecules, so if I put some oil molecules over here, the oil molecules are, they cannot come into the direct contact with water, because there is a protecting monolayer of surfactant. So actually I would say that oil is getting dispersed into water. So it is not a true solution, but it is a dispersion of oil in water, or herein it is the continuous medium is oil, and I can disperse some water molecule. Again, if I go into the structure, this is called reverse micelle. Some water molecules will be there which will be required to solvate the hydrophilic head groups, and these are the most strongly bound solvent molecules. They are most rigidly bound. So again here I can disperse some water or ionic components into oil, where the surfactant act as a protecting monolayer that prohibits the direct contact between oil and water. So surfactant, it act as a stabilizing agent. And what is the definition of emulsion? Emulsion is a dispersion of two immiscible liquids. Say water dispersed in oil, otherwise immiscible liquid. Water is dispersed in oil, or the vice versa. Oil is dispersed in emulsion. Oil is dispersed in water. So emulsions are emulsion is a dispersion of a liquid dispersed in another liquid where the first liquid is otherwise immiscible. This is done with the help of a third component called emulsifying agent. Like milk is an example of a naturally occurring emulsion where fat is dispersed in water with the help of milk protein. So milk protein it acts as the emulsifying agent where fat means oil is dispersed in water. Clear? Or water is dispersed in oil. Example, natural example is butter. Or your shoe polish. Shoe polish cream. This is also an emulsion. Emulsion, and when then depending on the size, when the size of the emulsion is quite big, then we call it as macroemulsion or normal emulsion like milk. So macroemulsions are usually translucent or they're turbid like milk. Then if the dimension is of few hundred nanometers, then we call it as microemulsion, mu e. This is the standard way to define, to write and to express a microemulsion. Micron size, microemulsion. Similarly, if the size is of few nanometer to 100 nanometer, then I would call it as nanoemulsion. Now, how is it possible that the surfactant will act as a stabilizing agent that will help to create a protecting layer, monolayer, or that will act as a barrier that will differentiate, that will stop or prohibit the direct contact between oil and water. Let us consider again where we started with in the beginning. If I am having air and water, if I am having surfactant molecules, so surfactant molecules will undergo interfacial adsorption, and what would be happening? Due to this interfacial adsorption, the surfactant molecules will lower down the surface tension. The surfactant molecules will lower down the surface tension. Now you just replace this air with oil. So what would be happening? So the surfactant molecules, instead of staying either in oil, they will stay in oil, and some of them will be partitioned in water. But here, when the surfactant monomers are there in water, the hydrocarbon moiety will feel a hydrophobic repulsion. On the other hand, when the surfactant molecules in the form of monomer, they are dispersed in oil, the hydrophilic head group will feel a repulsive force when they are in oil. They do not like the hydrophilic head group, don't like to stay in water. So what would be the most preferable orientation? The surfactants or amphiphiles or the detergents, whatever the name you give to them, they will try to stay at the oil water interface. They will try to stay at the oil water interface. Now, what would be the phenomena? So, if when I was considering instead of oil, when water was there, so air water interfacial tension or surface tension of water would have been reduced. Now you consider the situation two. When I was having oil and air, then what was happening? Then the surfactant molecules would have the orientation like this, isn't it? When I consider the sorry, when I consider the oil and water, then what would have happened? Then what would have happened? Then surfactant, the hydrophilic OH group would have been oriented outward and the hydrocarbon chain would prefer to stay in oil. Now you take oil and water. So this would be the orientation of the surfactant molecules where the hydrocarbon chain will be oriented to oil and the hydrophilic head group would orient towards the solvent water. As a result of that, the surface, here I won't call it as surface, rather I will call it as interface. The interfacial tension is reduced. So interfacial tension is reduced. So if the surface tension is reduced, then obviously the surface energy would be minimized. So when we studied, children from the evening, please forgive me, we discussed on the physics and chemistry of surfaces. When we discussed them, that if I am having a big drop, when I bring down the size due to the increase in surface area, the surface energy is increased. Now, if I can decrease the surface energy, then formation of curved surfaces becomes more convenient, and then I would be able to say that the formation of a droplet, spherical droplet, with the help of surfactants become easier. So I would say in absence of surfactant, if I am having a tiny amount of oil on water, then what this oil, if it is lighter than water, so it will float on water. But if I am having surfactant above the critical micelle concentration, say suppose this is water. Now if they form micelles, so what would be happening? This oil droplet under mild agitation, they can be incorporated into the core of the micelle. In a similar fashion, so I can disperse oil in water. And if the dimension is in the microemulsion range, so then I will call it as oil in water microemulsion. This is the standard way to differentiate. This is oil dispersed in water microemulsion. On the other hand, If you just imagine the situation, you are having you are having water water droplet. Say again, I am considering it for the sake of clarity. I have taken water. I have taken oil. So if the water droplet will be here, water droplet will stay at the bottom. Now, if I put enough surfactant so that a reverse micelle is formed, so the core of the reverse micelle, because here water will not be dispersed in oil, but if I am using the surfactant, herein called as emulsifying agent, emulsifying agent, emulsifying agent, or these are called emulsifier. I also call them as emulsifier. So what would be happening? These water, they will be dispersed in, they will occupy the core of the surfactant aggregate, herein called the reverse micelle. So the water can be incorporated. So I eventually get a water in oil microemulsion. So what is an emulsion? We know emulsion is a dispersion of two immiscible liquid when one liquid is dispersed into the other liquid with the help of an emulsifying agent or surfactant. So here I can say that when I am considering water in oil microemulsion, I can say that oil is in a water is in a compartmentalized state, where water is compartmentalized in a reverse micelle. So a water in oil microemulsion is a state where water is compartmentalized into oil continuum with the help of emulsifying agent or surfactant. Similarly, in case of normal micelle, when some oil is dispersed into water with the help of a surfactant, I would call it as the fact that oil is compartmentalized in water with the help of an emulsifying agent or surfactant. Did I make it clear? So now, so what is the definition of a microemulsion? So now coming to the question. So microemulsion can be defined as either water, micro or macro or nano emulsion. The definitions are based on the size. Most commonly, we discuss the micro emulsion and nano emulsions as micro emulsion. We call it as micro emulsion for simplicity. So what is a micro emulsion? Micro emulsions are the dispersion of either water in oil or oil in water, and vice versa, stabilized by your, sometimes I will share with you, mixed surfactants, sometimes for short chain sometimes for single tailed surfactants, you need some co-surfactant molecules because they cannot give full coverage. To make a complete barrier, they cannot completely avoid the direct contact between water and oil. তো সেইখানে মাঝে মধ্যে কিছু ফিলার দিতে হয়। I will discuss it. I will show you with an example with the schematic diagram. So short chain alcohols or alkyl amines, they are also sometimes used as an additive That is why it's a mixed amphiphiles. So they are also called co-surfactants. I told you during when I discussed about the nanoparticle synthesis using water in oil microemulsion. So the short chain alkanols or short chain alkyl amines are used as stabilizing as an additive to the surfactant, and these are called co-surfactants. These are called co-surfactant ones. So now coming to the microemulsions are the dispersions of either oil in water or water in oil stabilized by pure or mixed amphiphile. The latter is required. The latter, what is the latter thing? The latter is the mixed amphiphile or mixed amphiphile. They are required for significant lowering of oil in water, so they reduce the interfacial tension. Like the scheme I have told you, if you have a surfactant, sorry, I not. If you have a surfactant, they will occupy the air, the oil-water interface, and eventually they will lower the interfacial tension, and there they will promote the interfacial adsorption, so they will lead to minimize the relative positive free energy change when the dispersion is formed. তাহলে যখন একটা অয়েল একটা ওয়াটারে ডিসপার্স হচ্ছে, তাহলে স্মলার ড্রপলেট তৈরি হচ্ছে। সেই স্মলার ড্রপলেট তৈরি হওয়া মানে তার সারফেস এরিয়া বেড়ে যাচ্ছে। স্মলার ড্রপ তৈরি হওয়া মানেই সারফেস এরিয়া বেড়ে যাওয়া। এই সারফেস এরিয়া বেড়ে যাওয়া মানেই তার সারফেস এনার্জি বেড়ে গেছে। So that surface energy need to be reduced. How? With the help of surfactant. With the help of emulsifying agent. Herein the emulsify. And what would be the characteristics? Like the macroemulsions or the emulsions I told, they are translucent, sometimes they are opalescent, sometimes they are turbid. But when I am considering the microemulsion, they are clear, isotropic, anisotropic. You know the term. Isotropic means when the properties are not direction dependent. Suppose I am taking a hollow bunch of tubes. কতগুলো টিউব নিলাম, অ্যালুমিনিয়াম টিউব, যেতে ওই জানলা রড, জানলায় যেগুলো তোমার পর্দা টাঙানো হয় বা এসব। Now if you take a bunch of these hollow tubes, if you look along, you can see the other side. But if you look across, you cannot see anything. If you look along, you can see the other side. But if you look across, you cannot see anything. So here, the optical property is direction dependent. So I would say this is called something called anisotropy. Anisotropy is related to the liquid crystals too much. When we'll be studying the liquid crystals in 4th semester, while studying the membrane, cell membranes, you will have to study them in detail. Okay? So they are now, what are the characteristics? Characteristics are there. The characteristics of microemulsion is that they are isotropic. They are more or less homogeneous in the macroscopic scale. Microscopically, when I said that when a micelle is formed, a micelle is a different phase. মনে করে দেখো যখন mycelization করেছি, we have discussed that they are either they are macroscopically heterogeneous, but microscopically they are macroscopically homogeneous, but microscopically they are heterogeneous. Why heterogeneous? Because in the phase separation model বলেছিলাম when a monomer is there in solution, they are like normal solution. The solution is clear, isotropic, and there is no heterogeneity in the molecular level, in the microscopic level. But when they form a micelle এর তো different, micelle এর কোটটা একরকম, micelle এর সারফেসটা একরকম, বাল্কটা আরেকরকম. So microemulsions are also microscopically heterogeneous, but macroscopically they are homogeneous. So microemulsions are isotropic. Normally they will have low viscosity. They will be thermodynamically stable. এমনিতে oil and water, they do not mix with each other. But if you take some oil, if you create strong agitation, you can create smaller droplets and you can disperse them in water. However, if you keep them for long time, what would be happening? Eventually, on prolonged keeping, oil and water, they will get separated. The two distinct layers will be formed. So you really cannot get a stable dispersion. But in case of microemulsion, they are thermodynamically stable solution or dispersion. They have a prolonged surface. What would be the size? As I told, the size would be around 5 to 100 nanometer. The size is around 5 to 100 nanometer. They are polydispersed in nature. যখন size is bigger, তখন there would be heterogeneity. যখন মানে সাইজ ডিস্টেন্স, কোনোটা বড়, কোনোটা ছোট, কোনোটা মাঝারি. So there will be polydispersed, but the if the size is reduced or smaller droplets will have uniform size distribution, and hence they say that the polydispersity decreases with decreasing particle size. Now, how can I differentiate a microemulsion than macroemulsion? Or macroemulsions are normally called macroemulsions are normally called emulsion. I have already told you that milk is an example of naturally occurring emulsion. But the hair oil that you use, you say you get some beautiful fragrances. They are not sticky. How is it possible? It is in the form of a microemulsion, where water in oil microemulsions are formed. But you see, it does not appear turbid. It's very clear. It does not appear to be translucent. So it is clear. So what would be happening then? So you can clearly distinguish a microemulsion from the macroemulsion. How? In the following way, the microemulsions are physically stable, physico-chemically contrasted from macroemulsions. Macroemulsions are normally called emulsions, where the particle size in case of macroemulsion or emulsion are much larger, for which the solutions are not so transparent, the systems are not very stable, and you cannot handle them so easily. They are not free flowing. And you need to go, sometimes you need to create some agitation. You need to create dispersion. You need to forcefully disperse the macro emulsion. Because you need to disperse water in oil or the oil in water. How? You need to go for homogenization, occasional homogenization and agitation. They are required. Why? These are required to prevent macroemulsions from breaking or phase separation. তাহলে I know the structure of micelle. The core of the micelle can accommodate some oil molecule. So I would be able to say that I can disperse oil into water using the surfactants which are capable of forming micelles. On the other hand, I can, if I am having a reverse micelle, then I can disperse water in oil into the reverse micelle, into the core of the reverse micelle, and where I can get water in oil dispersion or water in oil microemulsion. So water in oil microemulsion is structurally or topologically similar. So water in oil microemulsion is topologically or structurally similar to the topology মানে তার orientation of the molecule. ওরিয়েন্টেশনটা কিরকম? If you take the reverse micelle, where the hydrophilic head groups would be oriented inward and the hydrocarbon chains are oriented outward, what would be happening? The core of the micelle will have the hydrophilic head group. Inside the core there would be water molecule. On the other hand, if I am taking normal micelle, the core of the normal micelle is hydrophobic in nature, so I can accommodate some water and oil molecule into it. So topologically I can say water in oil microemulsion is topologically similar to reverse micelle, and on the other hand, oil in water microemulsions are topologically similar to the normal micelle. The water of the core is called the micropool. These are the terms, some new terms you need to know. Now the immediate vicinity যে water molecule গুলো থাকে, immediate vicinity, reverse micelle, immediate vicinity যে water molecule গুলো থাকে, those water molecules are required to hydrate the surfactant head groups. So they are the most rigidly bound water molecules around the inside the reverse micelle. Similarly, at a normal micellar ক্ষেত্রে you have the water molecules will be surrounded, that surrounds the micellar surface would be most strongly bound. Let us now go to discuss the structure of the micelles and reverse micelles. Well, if you allow me, so this is the schematic diagram of, say, this is the schematic diagram. What is that? This is the structure of a normal micelle. This is the structure of a normal micelle. On the bottom, you see, in the normal micelle, the surfactant head groups would be oriented towards water. The hydrocarbon chain will be oriented inwards. This will be mostly hydrophobic in nature. The core of this micelle can accommodate some water molecule, oil molecule. So it can accommodate, or I can say that it can accommodate some hydrophobic component. This is the normal micelle, and here this is a reverse micelle where the continuum is oil. And as I told you that, like if I take single-tailed surfactants, sometimes the single-tailed surfactants cannot give complete coverage. They cannot make a complete protecting monolayer that would separate the water and oil. So there are need of some short chain alkanol molecules, and these are called co-surfactants. These are called co-surfactant molecules. I'll schematically show you. Excuse me. I will schematically, using another cartoon, I will show you why the co-surfactants are required. I'll discuss you very short. Now you see, so if I take micelle, now if I go on, and so the water molecule surrounding the micellar surface, that surrounds the micellar surface, they're most rigidly bound. So they rigidly bound the surfactant head groups. They bind to the surfactant head groups. Why? Because they need to solvate the surfactant. Now, the core of this micelle can accommodate some oil. So if you go on adding oil, so initially the oil will be accommodated. So they will increase the size. This is called Swollen micelles. SWO. This is called swollen. মানে ফুলে উঠলো একটু. This is called swollen micelle. Swollen micelle. Or in the other hand, if I add some water into the reverse micelle, the size will increase. That will call in first case in water, this is called swollen micelle. In the second case, it is called swollen reverse micelle. Now, if you go on adding further amount of oil into the micelle, some oil molecule will become free. Then oil will remain in the core, and I would call it as oil in water microemulsion. So I will call it as oil in water microemulsion. On the other hand, if you take a reverse micelle, if you go on adding water, ধরো একদম একটা dry reverse micelle নিয়ে আমি তাতে আস্তে আস্তে water add করছি। প্রথম water add করলে কি হবে? First water molecules will be required to solvate the surfactant or co-surfactant head groups. They will be most rigidly bound solvent. এই যে জায়গাটাকে বলা হয়েছে ফার্স্ট লেয়ারটা, they will be most rigidly bound. Then there would be second layer. There would be second layer of water molecule which is less rigidly bound. এটা একদম adhere হয়ে রয়েছে, they are less rigidly bound. If you add further water molecules, then this water will only behave like free water. How would I know that? How can you prove that? The water molecule here, it does not melt at 0 degree. The water molecule in the second layer, they do not melt at 0 degree. Only these water molecules, they melt at 0 degree. Now you know the enthalpy of melting, you know the latent heat of melting, you know how much heat do they absorb. আমি কতটা জল নিয়েছি, নিয়ে আমি যদি তার এখানে চেন মেল্টিং টেম্পারেচারটাকে মেজার করতে চাই, I will see different chain melting temperature, not exactly at 0 degree. This can be done by calorimetric study, differential scanning calorimetry. আমি দেখবো যতগুলো জল নিয়েছি ঠিক ততটাই তার ল্যাটেন্ট হিট অফ মানে ততটাই হিট সে অ্যাবজর্ব করছে না, হিট অ্যাবজর্ব করছে তার থেকে কম পরিমাণে at 0 ডিগ্রি। কোনটুকু নেবে? That would correspond to the free water or bulk water. And this is known as water in oil microemulsion, and I will call it as oil in water microemulsion. They have many examples. They have many applications. I already have discussed one example on them, where you can use them as the template for the synthesis of nanoparticles. Okay? Could you remember that? I can use the water in oil microemulsions as a template for the synthesis of nanoparticles. Similarly, I can use the surfactant micelles for the synthesis of nanoparticles. I will discuss in detail about the applications of the surfactant aggregates. Now coming to the structure, so আমি দেখলাম immediately আমি দেখতে পেলাম the microemulsions আমি দুটো টাইপ দেখতে পেলাম, একটা oil in water or water in oil. Right? My term microemulsion, who gave the term microemulsion? Schoolman বলে একজন সায়েন্টিস্ট, Schulman. Schoolman Hoare. In 1949, they coined the term microemulsion. Back in 1949. সেখানে microemulsion terminologyটা এলো। Now, depending on the relative amount of the dispersing agent, যে disperse হচ্ছে, and the dispersion medium, I can classify the microemulsions into 4 categories. And scientist Winsor, he categorized the microemulsions into 4 types. Let us discuss them. What are they? So these are, now suppose you are having যে যে ছবিটা আমি প্রথমে এর আগে দেখিয়েছিলাম, উইন্ডসর 1 মানে এরকম সাদা সার্কেল, মানে মনে করো ইট ইজ অয়েল, and dashed circle যেটা shaded circle, imagine this is water. Suppose you are having oil when dispersed in water, means you have much amount of surfactant and water, so they can form micelle, regular micelle. They can form regular micelle, and here in the normal micelle can disperse some oil molecule. So I would say it is oil in water microemulsion, and this is called type 1 microemulsion, Winsor 1. What is Winsor 2? Winsor 2 is the microemulsion where water is dispersed in oil. Now, if you have equal proportion of oil and water, then what would be happening? There would be in the interface, there would be water dispersed in oil and so forth. This is called type 3. This is called type 3, and it is called a bicontinuous medium. It is called type 3, a bicontinuous medium. And what is type 4? If you have a combination of both oil in water and water in oil, so this is called, আমি যেমন water in oil কে W by O লিখলাম, W/O, water in oil, or oil dissolved in water, O/W. Now if both are there, then it is called type 4. So what are the different types of microemulsions? There are 4 types of microemulsions, type 1, 2, 3, 4. তাহলে যদি বলা হয় what is a microemulsion, you can define. What is macroemulsion, you can define. What are the 4 different types of microemulsions? There are 4 type classification. There are 4 types of microemulsions, Winsor 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this is like this one, 1, 2, 3, and 4 I have mentioned. Now if how would you, this is, now how would I know that while this is type 1 or 2 or 3 or 4? This is usually when a microemulsion, যারা microemulsion নিয়ে কাজ করে তারা প্রথমে কি করবে, তারা এটাকে ফেজ ডায়াগ্রাম কনসিডার করে, টার্নারি ফেজ ডায়াগ্রাম. দিস ইজ কল্ড গিবস টার্নারি ফেজ ডায়াগ্রাম. I will share this paper with you. It is a publication back in 1998. Some of you are not born then. It was written by my teacher, Professor S.P. Maulik, which considered as one of the 10 best scientists in the field of microemulsion science and technology around the world. S.P. Maulik. He is still alive. He is now 84-year-old and still active. I am very much blessed to get him as my mentor. So when you microemulsion scientist or technologist first কি করে, this is a ternary phase diagram, Gibbs ternary phase diagram. উপরের দিকে এওটি, মানে যত উপরের দিকে যাবে এওটির পরিমাণ বাড়বে, যত বাঁ দিকে, এওটি হচ্ছে একটা সারফেক্ট, বাঁ দিকে অয়েল, ওয়াটার, H2, আর ডান দিকে অয়েল। তবে যত তুমি ডান দিকে যাচ্ছ তত তাহলে এইখান থেকে, so if you move from here to here, the amount of oil increases. So here it is 100% oil, it is 0% oil. Here it is 100%, মানে এরকম করে কতগুলো প্যারালাল লাইন টানতে থাকে। It is 0%, it is 100% water, here it is 0% water. Then this line corresponds to only the dispersion dissolved in only the solution of AOT in water. This is the line that corresponds to the line where AOT is dissolved in water. This is the line that corresponds to water is dissolved in chloroform. And you see they are not miscible, so that's why you do not see. And these are the different phases. 5 mean number of phases. 2, 5 means two phase. So you clearly see distinct there, the two phases are differentiated. So they are not miscible. Here you see three phases. Three phase কখন পাবো? ওই যে বললাম একটা এখানে হচ্ছে ওয়াটার রয়েছে, water in oil microemulsion, water in biocontinuous medium, and again there is a third phase. If you allow me to show this is a three phase region. Okay, and I'll discuss it. So this is they are liquid crystalline. This is the clear region where they form gel. This is the viscous region. So here you see this region, single phase region. Here you see this is a clear region where I am showing. So this is a clear region where it is oil rich. So it is basically the surfactants are dissolved in oil and they form reverse micelle, and where some water molecules are dispersed. So this region is nothing but a region where you get water in oil dispersion. On the other hand, here the L1, again it is 1,5 মানে the phase is একটা single phase. তার মানে it is a clear solution, where here it is water rich zone. So here you see water is the continuous medium. Here oil is dispersed in water. So you see this is oil in water emulsion. Let me quickly go to the diagram in detail where I will show you. Yes, this is the diagram I was talking about. This is the diagram you see. Now this is the ternary phase diagram where you can see I show this is a biphasic zone emulsion. সেটা কিরকম দেখতে হবে? এইরকম হবে ঘোলাটে. They are not clear. Okay, so 2,5. Here this is a monophasic microemulsion. এখানে কোন ধরনের microemulsion? এইখানে হচ্ছে water dissolved because it is oil rich zone. So here it will be oil, it will be oil, water dispersed in oil. So oil in water microemulsion. Here it will I'm extremely sorry. It will be water in oil microemulsion. Here it is water rich zone. So they will form normal micelles. So they are micelles. They are reverse micelles. They are smaller in size. But here when you add water into it, so it will become swollen micelle, and then again it will become bigger. You will get water in oil microemulsion. Here it is swollen reverse micelle, and you will get oil dispersed in water, and you will get oil in water microemulsion. So this you see you can get four different kinds of phases or four different types of microemulsion. Which are 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I would end up with the story why. Next day I will discuss about the applications of microemulsions. Now let me share with you another slide where I told that I sometimes I need a co-surfactant in understanding in stabilizing the microemulsion. Okay, let me go over there. You see, just please be with me, bear with me. So microemulsion, what are the microemulsions? Microemulsions are spontaneously formed, thermodynamically stable, low viscous, anisotropic solutions of water dispersed in oil or oil dispersed in water with the help of a surfactant and co-surfactant. So when I define a microemulsion like this, H2O, AOT, and then in heptane, it means it is water dispersed in heptane with the help of a surfactant AOT. Or if I call oil, if I take N-heptane dissolved in AOT in water, that means it is oil in water microemulsion. So microemulsions are either oil in water type or water in oil type. Sometimes their size is not very specific. Sometimes they call 5 to 100 nanometer. Somewhere they call 10 to 100 nanometer. So you see, there are two kinds of microemulsions, either water in oil microemulsion when they are in water is the continuous medium, and Oil, when oil is the continuous medium, they form reverse micelle, and some water molecule can be accommodated into it, and we call it as water in oil microemulsion. So first one is oil in water microemulsion, and the second one means when oil is the continuum, I call water in oil microemulsion. This slide I already have shown to you, shared with you. Now, why did I say that? In case of some surfactant, single chain surfactant, single tail surfactant, to protect the barrier. Basically, তাহলে এখানে কি এই যে স্লাইডটা দেখছি, what you are seeing over here, this slide here, the water molecule should not come into the direct contact with oil. The water molecules should not come into the direct contact of oil. So what would happen? I need to stop, I need to protect this water molecule from the direct contact of oil, or the vice versa. When I will have a normal micelle, then there should be a perfect monolayer. There should be a perfect monolayer barrier. Now, for which you need some short chain alkanol. Small chain short chain alkanol or alkylamines are required to give a protection. That is why these short chain alkanols, they are called co-surfactants. They are called co-surfactants. So what would be happening then? If I am not having the co-surfactants, the single tail surfactants are not capable enough to give complete protection, and hence the microemulsion and the emulsion will not be formed. আমি তাহলে কি করে বুঝবো? আমি দেখবো আমি ওয়াটার নিয়েছি, সারফ্যাক্ট্যান্ট নিয়েছি, অয়েল নিয়েছি, নিয়ে মিক্স করছি, ক্লিয়ার সলিউশন কিছুতেই হচ্ছে না। Then what I need to do? I need to add some co-surfactant, and then it will form a stable dispersion. This is what I have tried to share with you. Windsor type 1, 2, 3 or 4. Now these microemulsion droplets have the characteristics, because they are very dynamic in nature. I already have mentioned, like when instant, so two droplets then can fuse, then there can occur mass transfer and again fission. So charge can be carried out. This is one mechanism. The other mechanism, if two or three microemulsion droplets are there, একটা থেকে আরেকটা hopping করে charge carry করতে পারে। তাহলে even if the continuous medium is oil, the microemulsion, water in oil microemulsion, where the continuum is oil, they can carry electrical charge. This is called percolation of electrical conductors. Electrical charge, they get percolated. Not like the normal solvent, not like in water, but the electrical charges can be carried. তাহলে কখন? যখন ওয়াটার পুলটা কোনো আয়নিক স্পিসিস, the water pool of the microemulsion, if they contain some ionic species, the charge can be carried. Two mechanisms are there for the transport. তাহলে the microemulsions they are not static entities. আমি বলেছি যখন ন্যানোপার্টিকেল সিনথেসিসের কথা বলি, so they are not static entities, they are dynamic entities. They can carry charge. How? By two mechanisms. দুটো mechanism কি? The charge can be carried by hopping mechanism, means কতগুলো microemulsion droplet পাশাপাশি বসলো, তারপরে চার্জটা লাফিয়ে একটা থেকে আরেকটা থেকে হপিং করে বেরিয়ে গেল, অথবা two microemulsion droplets, they can fuse together. There would be mass transfer, fusion, transfer of ions or mass, and again they will undergo fission. So charge can be carried out. So this gives an opportunity. So microemulsions are not static entities. There are possibilities of fusion, mass transfer and fission, or there are possibilities of charge transfer through hopping mechanism. So that is why I can use the microemulsion for the synthesis in a compartmentalized state. Okay, the next day I will discuss about the application of microemulsions. I'll discuss on the application of microemulsions. Okay, next day I'll listen. Now I leave the platform for your questions and answers. Children, if you have any question or answers, you are free to ask. Any questions or answers? Questions? You can unmute your phone and you can raise your question. You can unmute your phone, you can turn your video on and you can ask questions if you have any. বাছারা, তোমাদের কোনো প্রশ্ন আছে? Any questions, anyone? Well, if you do not have any questions, then let me stop over here. And so next Thursday in the afternoon, like yesterday, we will end up with the surface chemistry. But the children from the evening batch, you remember your classes will continue as per the schedule. So your classes would continue on Friday morning. I'll তোমাদের যে অংশটা আমি যেটা ডে 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 ব্যাচের স্টুডেন্টদের সঙ্গে আলোচনা করেছিলাম, যে অংশটা আলোচনা করতে পারিনি সেটা তোমাদের সাথে আমি ডিসকাস করে নেব, 2 or 3 more classes. So then in the last week of May or so there would be a class test. আমি গ্রুপে তোমাদের বলে দেবো কখন ক্লাস টেস্টটা হবে। বাট ইফ ইউ আর ইন্টারেস্টেড, যারা অলরেডি মানে ডে ব্যাচে যারা অলরেডি ওই সারফেস কেমিস্ট্রি ক্লাস করেছো, physics and chemistry of the interfaces, if you want you can attend the class. If you don't like, no problem. But যেহেতু আমি ইভিনিং ব্যাচে ওই অংশগুলো আলোচনা করিনি, লাইক ইকুয়েশন অফ ইয়ং অ্যান্ড ল্যাপ্লাস, হ্যাঁ, স্মল ড্রপস এভাপোরেট ফাস্টার, কেলভিন ইকুয়েশন, তার কনসিকুয়েন্সেস গুলো কি কি, ডেরিভেশন অফ কেলভিন ইকুয়েশন, ডেরিভেশন অফ ইকুয়েশন অফ ইয়ং অ্যান্ড ল্যাপ্লাস, এইগুলো আমি আলোচনা করে নেবো, কারণ ইভিনিং ব্যাচের স্টুডেন্টের সঙ্গে এগুলো আলোচনা হয়। সুতরাং ক্লাসেস উড বি কন্টিনিউইং লাইক দি সেম ম্যানার থার্সডে অ্যান্ড ফ্রাইডে। হোপফুলি ইভিনিং ব্যাচে তোমাদের বলে দিই আর দু তিনটে এরকম ক্লাস নিতে পারলেই আমাদের শেষ হয়ে যাবে। তাহলে লেট আস এন্ড আপ উইথ দ্য মেসেজ দ্যাট আমি তোমাদের একটা বোধহয় হোম অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট আমি একটা দিয়েছিলাম, তোমাদের একটা হোম অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট আজকে দিয়েছিলাম। আই হোপ ইউ হ্যাভ রিমেম্বার্ড দ্যাট। অ্যান্ড কামিং থার্সডে আফটারনুন I will in brief discuss about the applications of surfactant. Then we will have thorough discussions with you regarding your problems on surface science. Surface science নিয়ে তোমাদের যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থেকে থাকে এটা নিয়ে আমরা আলোচনা করব, ঠিক আছে? Thank you very much. You can leave the meeting now. Stay safe, stay at home, stay safe, stay protected. Thank you. Bye bye.